It begins as so many domestic storms do, with a ringing phone that nobody wants to answer. Archie, half asleep in his chair, complains that the cord stretches too far and nearly strangled him during his afternoon nap. Edith calls from the kitchen, urging him to just answer already. After several dramatic sighs and clumsy footwork, he finally picks up, only to hear Barney Hefner crying uncontrollably. His sobbing is so loud that Archie holds the phone at arm's length, shouting repeatedly for Barney to talk like a man, not a busted lawn sprinkler. When Barney manages to speak, he confesses that Blanche has run away again. Archie rolls his eyes, muttering that Blanche treats marriage like a revolving door. But then Barney says softly that he wants to kill himself. The amusement in Archie's eyes drains. He panics, begging him not to do anything stupid. He shouts to Edith to keep Barney on the line while he rushes out the door, grabbing his jacket like a firefighter. Archie arrives at Barney's home to find him sitting with a rifle across his knees, staring blankly at the floor. Archie eases into a chair beside him, using awkward jokes to break tension. He reminds Barney that Blanche left during their honeymoon, and at least 4 times for lesser reasons once, because the TV remote battery died, metaphorically speaking. This time, Blanche ran away with a furnace inspector, claiming he radiated warmth not found in her marriage. Archie mocks the pun, but underneath humor hides genuine concern. Slowly, with food bribery and insults disguised as friendship, Archie convinces Barney to put the rifle away. They eat cold sandwiches in silence, agreeing that loneliness is cruel. Back home, Edith asks how Barney is doing. Archie admits the man has been shattered by Blanche's betrayal. Edith suggests inviting him for dinner, but Archie reveals they already invited someone else, Martha, a newly widowed woman with diamonds and tax-exempt bonds. Edith eyes Archie suspiciously. He claims matchmaking is purely emotional, but his tone smells faintly of financial opportunity. Nevertheless, arrangements are made. Archie phones Barney and convinces him to attend dinner only for pot roast. The appointment time changes 3 times because Barney keeps adjusting his emotional readiness. Martha arrives elegantly with a gentle smile and earrings that shine like tiny spotlights. She is gracious, thoughtful, and unexpectedly witty. Edith compliments her jewelry. Martha explains they were purchased after cashing in supermarket assets. Archie nearly chokes on his coffee, fascinated by her financial history. He casually leans closer, pretending interest in bond structuring despite not knowing what the word structuring means. Edith elbows him under the table, shooting warning glances. When Barney arrives nervous and chewing breath mints, he hesitates at the doorway. He asks Archie if the woman is young. Archie replies, she's not old. When asked if she's attractive, Archie says she's not bad. The vagueness confuses Barney, who nearly flees. But once inside, Barney and Martha bond over domestic chaos, bowling leagues, and medical advice neither can remember clearly. They laugh softly, the laughter of 2 lonely hearts finding a rhythm. Edith beams proudly. Archie looks smug. In the days that follow, Martha visits Edith alone, glowing like a teenager. She talks about dinners with Barney, healthy eating plans, and spontaneous theater nights. She confesses that men have chased her money before, but she sees sincerity in Barney's gaze. Edith apologizes for assuming greed. Martha squeezes her hand warmly. When Barney arrives moments later, calling her Butterball lovingly, Martha blushes. They leave swinging arms like teenagers. Archie and Edith watch speechless. But balance is fragile. One afternoon, without warning, Blanche storms into the Bunker home. She is dramatic, emotional, and demanding. She claims she left the furnace inspector because he no longer ignited passion. She wants Barney back. She sobs theatrically, kneeling dramatically on the carpet, promising she has changed. Edith, full of empathy, offers tissues. Archie mutters that Blanche changes men like Edith changes potholders. Edith elbows him again. The air thickens. Barney arrives stunned to see Blanche. Martha follows behind, holding back tears. A tense emotional triangle forms. Blanche claims history vows memories. Martha offers kindness, steady companionship, and vegetables. Barney trembles. The women debate loudly, accusing, defending, speculating. Archie loudly suggests Blanche travel to Antarctica and marry a penguin. Edith silences him with a glare. Finally, Barney chooses Martha gently and clearly. Blanche erupts, declaring she deserves better, and storms out again. The door slams hard enough to rattle dishes. Silence follows. Martha weeps. Barney comforts her. Edith smiles through tears. Archie nods approvingly, muttering something about smart investments. Meanwhile, another storyline brews. Archie's brother Fred approaches with a business opportunity. He offers a chance to invest in a nationwide chain of Chinese cafeterias, predicting diplomatic breakthroughs will cause Chinese food to dominate the culinary market. Archie imagines golden dragons in neon signs, delicious profits, and most importantly, never wearing the same socks twice. Edith tries to warn him about investing with family. Archie counters that business requires fearless leaps. Edith gently reminds him fearlessness and stupidity are different species. But Archie won't listen. He meets Fred and two suspiciously polished businessmen. They talk too fast using business language that sounds like scrambled crossword puzzles. Archie signs paperwork without reading it. Days later, silence from Fred. Edith becomes nervous. Then the letter arrives, the investment syndicate vanished. Archie realizes he's been conned. He screams into the newspaper, blaming socialism, capitalism, the weather, and somehow the invention of soy sauce. Edith pats his shoulder. Meanwhile, Gloria and Mike begin debating parenting philosophy long before having a child. Gloria argues for emotional intelligence and gentle encouragement. Mike explains scientific studies about cognitive development. Archie yells that children need strict discipline and occasional belt whacking. Mike and Gloria eventually soften, admitting no single philosophy solves everything. Edith reminds them parenting requires heart, not blueprints. Days later, Gloria experiences stomach pain. Archie panics, assuming childbirth has begun despite Gloria not being pregnant. He commands Edith to boil water. Mike turns pale, reciting emergency procedures. The doctor arrives and calmly diagnoses gastritis. Relief floods the room. Archie claims he knew it was nothing, though his hands still shake. Meanwhile, neighborhood burglaries intensify. Gloria panics again. Mike insists statistics show crime fluctuates. Archie responds statistics are lies invented by bored college professors. Fearing thieves, Archie booby traps doors with pepper sauce and elbow grease. Edith politely removes dangerous traps. Barney's relationship blooms. He speaks poetically about rebirth. Archie takes credit again, bragging his matchmaking instincts rival Cupid's. Mike jokes that Cupid must now carry a wrench. Edith rolls her eyes, smiling. Life stabilizes until that knock on the door. Destiny never calls ahead in the Bunker household. Time slides forward, and the Bunker household, rarely peaceful, discovers a new reason to spiral into comedic melodrama. On a quiet morning, Gloria walks through the living room, clutching a newspaper, eyes bulging. She announces burglaries have reached epidemic proportions. Several homes across town were robbed while the owners were inside. Mike tries to calm her, pointing out that media exaggerates danger because fear sells better than facts. Archie rolls his eyes and declares this is simply the world getting softer, blaming everything from pop music to automatic toothpicks for moral decline. Gloria counters, harshly asking what toothpicks have to do with criminals. Archie, never at a loss for misplaced confidence, insists criminals lose respect due to the lack of traditional whackings parents used to deliver. Edith sighs, not even surprised. Later that afternoon, the doorbell rings. It is Mrs. Jefferson who brings news of her cousin being burglarized. Gloria nearly faints. Mrs. Jefferson adds that police found fingerprints on the windowsill, which Gloria interprets as a sign burglars practice climbing techniques like monkeys. Archie insists burglars nowadays simply open televisions and let the noise distract homeowners. Edith hugs Gloria to comfort her as Mike gently recites statistics again. Gloria still panics, her imagination inflating like a balloon tied to a vacuum cleaner. That evening, while Edith knits sweaters with questionable color combinations, Archie begins drawing maps like a general planning battle strategy. He designs elaborate trap systems involving hidden tripwires and strategically placed laundry baskets. Mike watches from the couch, amused. He points out that households are rarely stormed by ninja burglars. Archie retorts that modern criminals train like Navy SEALs. Edith, while knitting, suggests motion lights instead. Archie dismisses them, saying technology fails at the worst moment, just like his toaster, his neighbor in Congress. Meanwhile, the Chinese cafeteria debacle keeps haunting Archie's pride. Mike periodically leaves fortune cookies on his chair, each offering sarcastic wisdom like man, who invests without reading contract gamble's future on egg roll. Gloria laughs. Archie pretends these cookies came from demons, but each time Edith sweeps crumbs, she smiles quietly. Laughter disinfects disappointment. Days later, Gloria and Mike agree to babysit a neighbor's newborn, again hoping to build confidence about future parenthood. The moment the parents leave, the baby begins crying. Gloria attempts soothing lullabies, Mike reads health brochures, and Archie delivers a speech about how babies respect only authority and must be told sternly to stop crying. The baby screams louder. Archie, offended, mutters that modern infants lack discipline. Edith gently picks up the baby rocks, gently hums softly, and miraculously, the crying stops. Archie stares mystified, mumbling about dark baby magic. Gloria thanks Edith with tears in her eyes. Sometimes tenderness outperforms logic and speeches. Later that week, a community meeting is held to discuss how to manage the burglary spike. Residents argue passionately. One man suggests electric fences. Another proposes armed patrols. Archie proposes forming a community watch group armed with baseball bats and streetlights taped to their helmets. Mike counters that socioeconomic issues fuel crime and violence is a symptom. The argument becomes noisy wallpaper until Edith raises her hand. Her soft voice breaks the tension. She suggests the community create a neighbor check-in system, increase porch lighting, and more kindness instead of paranoia. Silence follows. Heads nod. The meeting adjourns peacefully. Archie, ironically impressed, claims he was just about to suggest the same thing as Edith blushes. Meanwhile, Fred returns unexpectedly, holding a folder full of legal notices. He speaks quickly, explaining that the investors who scammed them have resurfaced in another state. A potential lawsuit is forming. But to participate, Archie needs proof of his investment. Archie freezes, sweating. He confesses that he burned the paperwork to light charcoal for hot dogs. Fred is horrified. Mike nearly chokes laughing. Edith facepalms with dramatic softness. After a long argument, Archie reenacts everything he remembers about the scammers, their accents, how they pronounce diversification, how one had eyebrows shaped like punctuation marks. Fred takes notes rapidly. Surprisingly, Archie's theatrical memory is vivid enough to build a legal strategy. Fred thanks him. The brothers share a rare emotional hug. Archie wipes his eye, blaming allergies or barbecue smoke. Days settle. The bunker house vibrates with fewer arguments replaced by chats about life growth and uncertainty. Gloria reflects deeply on motherhood. She shares her fear of not being enough, of repeating mistakes, of losing herself. Mike holds her hand, promising he'll learn beside her. Edith assures them both that parenting is simply loving through confusion. Archie adds that children survive anything if properly fed, proving once again that his philosophy rests heavily on meatloaf. Meanwhile, Martha and Barney bloom as a couple. They plan a small dinner to announce their engagement. Barney nervously rehearses speeches, asking Archie for advice. Archie suggests using metaphors involving sandwiches and bowling. Edith recommends sincerity. Barney chooses sincerity. When the dinner arrives, Martha glows in shades of lavender and joy. She quietly whispers that love didn't make her younger, it made her alive. Edith cries happily. Gloria sniffs. Even Mike wipes a secret tear. Archie, pretending toughness, looks at the ceiling and says the light bulb is too bright. Unexpectedly, Blanche appears once more, only this time not in dramatic heartbreak. She announces she has met someone new, a man who repairs washing machines. She believes she has found destiny because washing machines, unlike furnaces, operate with warmth and rotation, symbolizing emotional cycles, she claims. Edith hugs her goodbye. Archie tells her to check warranties. Blanche leaves hopefully for good. Later, after the engagement party, Archie raises an improvised toast. He compares love to furniture, not always comfortable, sometimes wobbly, sometimes with missing screws, but too precious to throw away. People laugh, not sure if they are supposed to. Edith kisses his cheek. He pretends to complain. The days stretch gently after that. Little problems poke through like weeds, but nothing catastrophic. Mike and Gloria practice babysitting again and feel slightly more confident. Edith perfects a new pot roast recipe. Archie brags about it like he invented cows. Barney and Martha start planning a small honeymoon in Florida. Barney boasts he can bowl on beaches if he carries his own pins. Sometimes, while sitting quietly after dinner, the family reflects. They realize life does not give answers wrapped in neat boxes. It hands them confusion, heartbreak, laughter, stomach aches, bad investments, tears on the kitchen floor, and hugs in the hallway. And somehow, through clumsy growth, they remain whole. Because sometimes survival is not about avoiding storms, it is about passing the mashed potatoes anyway. Their house continues to thrum with awkward affection, mismatched furniture, and love disguised as arguments. And every time Archie sits down sighing about the world, Edith gently reminds him that the world inside their living room is enough.